Welcome to the Heal and Restore podcast with your host, me, Randy, of course, and the ever most beautiful hostess for the mostest, my wife, Cathy.
New year.
New year.
New words.
New words, right? And we
you.
thank you for being patient. Last week we just took a week off.
Yeah, kind of regroup.
Kind of regroup and resettle. So,
yeah.
But we're glad to be back.
Yeah, feels good.
And we're working towards our 300th. I think we're about almost to 250 episodes.
Wow, we might be able to hit that this year.
We will be able to do that without a problem. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Awesome.
So
that's awesome.
And just the reminder, we're here. We are dedicated to helping couples and individuals strengthen their relationships through healing, growth, and honest conversation.
Yeah, that's key.
That's the key right there, honest conversation. We dive into topics like communication, thinking of conversation, forgiveness, intimacy, family, and emotional connection. Because healthy love starts with a healed heart.
That's right.
Well, tune in each week and take the next step toward restoring what matters most.
You and I.
Me and you.
And you, the listeners.
You, the listeners, right?
Well.
You, the relationships, right?
Yeah.
And in today's episode, we're asking you, what are you carrying into this new year?
Oh, geez, Pete, what a question, huh?
Oh, yeah. There's probably a lot that people are carrying. They don't realize it.
Yeah, no. And the whole purpose of us asking you this question is, sometimes before we start something new, we need to lay down some things. We need to let go of some things. We don't need to carry those things day in and day out. So the weight that we carry, that's heavy, Randy. What is the weight that we're carrying sometimes?
Well, for me, it's my dog scratching on the floor behind me. So sorry about the nose, right? We all carry things from one season into the next. Some of it's good. It's not all bad.
No,
right? Some of it's good. We want to continue growing on that. And then some of it's really heavy, right? And I know for myself, for years, I carried a lot from my past, from my far past, every year into the next year. And it just was not good. So it could be worry, it could be resentment, disappointment, or just plain exhaustion, right? And there's a lot in there. It could be a lot of pain from past hurts and trauma, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot that we could be carrying into. A lot of times when we don't even realize we're carrying.
No, we don't realize it. It might even be the pressure to be more, do more, to fix everything that we didn't get to do last year or that we didn't do right last year.
Right, exactly.
But if we don't truly take the time to pause and reflect, it's very easy to end up dragging in all of yesterday's or last year's baggage into tomorrow's blessings.
Into tomorrow's blessing.
Yeah. So
here's the deal. We're only guaranteed today. Hi, Otis.
You're being naughty today, aren't you? Going to be on the podcast today?
He's got to be a part of everything we do.
Yeah, he does.
Still a puppy.
Yeah.
He's 10 months old, going on 11.
Sir, this is not a podcast for dogs today. Sorry.
Well, bet me.
All right. You can get down now, buddy.
Thank you.
Good job.
So, excuse the puppies and the extra
puppy
noise.
Interruption.
we are still doing this out of our office and our home, and these are just part of the deal, right? But this is who we are.
Yeah.
So, some of those past, we have to remember that. Man, bringing in the past, we miss so much of the beauty of the moment today.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that all we're given is this one moment.
Right.
We're not even given the full day.
Yeah.
Right? And so, what do you want out of life? What do you want to focus on? Right? So, sometimes the things we carry aren't even ours to hold on to anymore.
Yeah, that's so
right?
true.
And why are we holding on to stuff that usually we can't do anything about?
That's true.
That's true.
And that's the thing, is that we're holding on to things that don't belong to us, and that's what's weighing us down.
And if it's a hurt from the past, whoever hurt us in the past probably forgot about us.
Yeah, so we're the only ones carrying it.
We're the only one carrying it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know for myself, I abused myself worse than my abusers ever did, and for a longer period of time.
Yeah,
right?
No, that's so true.
So, what does God invite us to restore, to release them? I mean, God's got to be a part of this. So.
Yeah, no, we've got to put God at the center of this, because we can't carry these things ourselves. So it reminds me of Matthew 11:28. And Matthew 11:28 says that, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." It's not just a verse that we can use on hard days or difficult situations. It's an invitation that we get to start this new season a lot lighter. And he says, "I will give you rest." It doesn't mean you have to do it by yourself.
No.
I will give you rest. God is saying, Jesus is saying, I will give you rest. So this is where we have to come to him first and then release it so that he can give us rest.
Exactly. And for those, I'm sure those that might be listening, there's a lot of people that struggle with some of this stuff and with God, and that's understandable. I was one of those. The reality is that first we got to ask, and God wants to see that we're sincere about what we're asking for.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
I mean, that's the truth of the matter. So we just got to continually, don't give up if you ask one time and God's not answering the prayer. He's just saying, not yet, not never.
That's
right?
good, yeah.
And so just stay persistent in your prayers. Even when you sit down and pray, you say, God, I don't believe. I just don't believe this is going to happen, but I'm going to keep asking.
I'm going to give it to you.
I'm going to give it to you,
yep.
right?
True.
And remember, God's got a plan and a will for you that we don't know about.
Right,
so,
yeah.
So, yeah, you got to remember, God's not asking us to carry guilt, regret, and control into the new year. He's asking us to trust him with it.
Yeah.
God does not want us struggling with those things. He wants us to be peaceful, right? Life is going to throw curveballs at us all the time.
True.
But we need to learn, and many of us haven't been taught, so we need to find good mentors that can help you learn to, hey, it's just part of life. Don't take it personal. It's just the ebb and flow of life.
I like you said that. Don't take this personally. Is there a book coming out soon?
Matter of fact, it's
out
out right
already.
Now.
Yeah,
it's out right now. Quit taking things personally.
We'll go into that. That's a whole nother podcast right there.
Yeah.
So that's good, Randy. Think about it. If your hands are full of all of yesterday's pain, all of yesterday's struggles, all of yesterday's hardships, how can we receive what God wants to give to us if we're holding on to these things? We've got to be able to release those and make room for what's next.
It's like my mentor told me. He says, Randy, we're cleaning out your head. And then we're pulling out a so-called character defect or one of these traumas or thoughts. We have to reinsert something positive. We can't leave that space void because it's like the story in the Bible when the demon got pissed off because the house was clean. He went out and got seven demons stronger than him, and the man went crazy. So if we're pulling out these negative things, we have to be able to reinsert something positive. Right?
Yeah.
That's the only way it'll work. And it's just having good mentors and coaches like Cathy and I is one way to have that happen. What we have to do is re-record our neural pathways. Okay?
Yeah.
So sometimes what we need to do is we need to trade the weight of the past for the wonder of what's ahead.
The wonder of what's ahead.
Like I said a little bit earlier, we're so busy worrying about the past or worrying about the future, we miss what's right in front of us, like I did with the sunset.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. So, this is a perfect time when we realize these things that we get to reflect. And so we have a few questions that, honestly, we've asked ourselves since we did a little bit of our own little soul searching on New Year's Eve. Yeah. So here's a few questions to think about and ponder. And these are great journaling prompts as well. What do I need to let go of? What am I holding on to that is heavy? Maybe it's not super heavy, but it's just not benefiting you.
It's not serving you for
not serving you for your purpose. Yeah. And another question you might ask yourself is, what did God teach me this year that I don't want to forget? And that is so cool because I know for myself, I'll just share this with the whole Charlie Kirk situation. I was moved. I was moved in a way that I had never been moved by God before. And so God taught me through that whole situation to lean in on him more, to study his word and read his word. And I know as Christians and as believers, that's something that we're called to do. But if you're honest with yourself, I was honest with myself, I didn't do it very well, here and there. But God taught me that it's important to read his word and that there's value in his word. And so I don't want to forget that. So I'm taking that into this new year with me.
So, a lot of us go through a lot of challenges. Well, what can we learn from those? Well, that's a good question. And that's what we want you to look at. Remember that nothing happens in God's world by accident.
True.
Right?
Very true.
And so when these things are happening to you, instead of like, why me, say, okay, God, what am I supposed to be learning here? What's the lesson behind this?
You said when these things are happening to you, sometimes these things are happening for you too.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I say, instead of why to me, what is it that you want me to leave?
Yeah.
There's obviously something in here that I need to learn.
Exactly.
That I need to open up to.
Yeah. And another question that I love, and we do this a lot with our clients and even ourselves, is a journaling prompt is, what am I grateful for that I didn't see while I was in it?
Right.
I mean, we can have a gratitude list, a daily gratitude list of all the things that are happening that we see now. But what am I grateful for that I didn't see when I was in the middle of it? So if you've experienced a hardship or you experienced something that was difficult through this last year, kind of reflect on that and realize that there was something positive that had to come out of that.
Well, yeah, it goes back to what we said previously. What am I grateful for that I didn't see while I was in it? Mm-hmm. That's that learning opportunity. Yeah. What did I learn? Oh, I'm grateful for that situation because, man, I learned.
I'm stronger than I thought I was. I could get through hard things.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
You learn how you didn't want to do something or not to repeat something.
Yeah.
So we got to look at those hardships as learning lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? They're so good.
And maybe you add this one more thing. What do I want to carry forward personally? And is that going to serve me or is that going to hinder me?
Right.
Because not everything from this year needs to be left behind. Yeah. Absolutely not. Some lessons, relationships, and habits are worth holding on to.
Yeah, that's good.
It's about integrating them into the new year with care. You know, when people say, quit looking in the rear view mirror, I'm going to argue that point.
Yeah.
We don't want to be stuck there, but every once in a while we want to glance back to see how far we've come and to remember, I remember when a situation like this happened 6 months ago, right. And I got through it with no problem. Yeah. So I can get through this one.
Yeah.
Right. So every once in a while we want to look back in that mirror and say, I can do this because this has happened to me before. So there, you don't want to stay stuck there and look in the rearview mirror at all the hurts and trauma in your life. You want to look for the good things.
Yeah, and we want to remember that, the deeper faith, the gratitude, or maybe it was just the peace that came through that struggle. All of those are going to remain with you. So the deeper faith, that gratitude, and the peace, sometimes, peace that comes through that struggle.
And I think, we have found, and then, as well as our clients, that gratitude list, again, consistency with it really changes how they see things. And one thing that Cathy's learned to do, and we have implemented too on occasion, but we suggest to all the clients is, write a gratitude list every day of 3 things, even if it's the same thing. Right. But write 3 things that you're grateful for, or more, but minimum of 3, and then pick one of those things that you're grateful for and write out, why am I grateful for this?
What's the why in that?
What's the why in that?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we have one client that was excellent at it.
Yeah.
And boy, it changed her around 180 degrees.
Yeah, no, it's so good. So, we want to talk about, letting go and letting God in. Sometimes it's hard to do, but letting go and letting God, you hear that quite often.
Here's the deal. Letting go isn't about forgetting.
Yeah.
There's things in our life that we're never going to forget. Believe me, I wish I could forget a lot. Right?
I'm sure,
I had a talk with my son one day. I go, I wish I could just forget all that trauma I went through as a kid. But God's got it in my life for a reason, right? So it's not about forgetting so much. It's about releasing the control that it has over you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying, God, I don't understand it all, but I trust you with what's next.
Yeah.
And for me, on that process, I asked myself quite a few times. I can remember walking to school, looking up, going, God, why me? Why out of all the million kids in this world did it happen to me? And I carried that in until I think we were several years, 3 or 4 years. No, it was 6 years because we started going back to church. I was 6 or 7 years into my recovery. And we were down at the church in San Diego,
the Rock.
The Rock in San Diego. And there was a bookstore, and Cathy goes, hey, Randy, come look at the scripture. And a lady had written a book about abuse and trauma and stuff. And the scripture was Genesis 50:20. it says, what man meant for harm, God meant for good. He brought you to this place to save the lives of many people. There was my why.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't understand it all.
Didn't understand it at all. And it wasn't fun.
No.
But God protected me in countless ways.
And he put you in a situation where you are today,
right.
which is your next. You didn't know what your next was going to be, but here you are.
If he would have said, hey, Randy, I'm going to have a talk with you. This is your next. You're going to go through this. I go, oh, no, sorry, God. I don't want
I'm not signing up for that.
I'm not signing up for that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's like, it's hard to understand, but things happen in our life for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so, when we surrender what is heavy, it really truly makes room for what is holy. And I think the description you just gave right now is what you're doing today is your holy.
Right,
being able to help other men, other women, other families.
We have to remember this too, and Cathy she knows this, and we both agree with this. Being holy is a hard road.
Yeah.
Right? We're not holier than thou. That's not what we're saying. But leading the path that we're leading, it can at times be very lonely.
Yeah.
Right? And it's hard. It's difficult. Because we're walking in, I'll be honest with you, sometimes we're walking into the devil's liar with people. Right.
And sometimes we don't do it well.
No.
But our focus is to be intentional about walking on that road.
Right. And we're not perfect.
No.
By no means are we perfect. So, making room for that what's holy, that's really powerful. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Philippians 3:13 says, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead. Mm. It's not about pretending the past didn't happen. It happened. It's part of your life, okay? Accept it. You can't fight it. Right. It's there. You can't change it. It's about choosing not to live there. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I lived there for years. 38 years I lived there, and it was not good. So here's something that I read not too long ago, and I truly believe is that. So a lot of us have childhood trauma, unresolved trauma, and hurts from our past, mm-hmm. right? And we are living in that trauma and past, our past trauma and hurts today. Mm-hmm. That is governing how we live our life today.
Right. Navigates it all.
It navigates everything we're doing, right? Good, bad, and indifferent. But worse than that, right? So now instead of enjoying the moment of today, this is that trauma. Poor, pitiful me. Well, what happened to me happened to me, all this kind of stuff. But the worst part is that we're also projecting it into our future. Right?
The unhealed version of you will project that into your future.
It projects it into the future. For example, this is I'll never forget. I had a business, right? And I remember one day, things were going really good. And I had my assistant and my number one guy, we were talking. I says, well, you better be prepared. And they go, for what? I go, things are going too good. And every time things go good, there's a crash afterwards.
Right.
Right? Why did I think that? Because as a child, teenager growing up, being abused, the type of abuse was followed by a lot of good stuff.
Right.
Which was again followed by more abuse, which again was followed by more good stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was a mental thing that was in my brain that was programmed in my neural pathways that good equals bad.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So that's why it's important to get with somebody that understands where you're coming from.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. That has experience. The big book says you cannot transmit something you do not have. Mm-hmm. I love therapists. My therapist saved my life. But a lot of these therapists, they don't have life experiences.
Right.
So,
that's good. That's a good example, though, of how your past can control
everything
in your present.
Absolutely.
So we just want to remind you that, as you step into this new year, maybe take a quiet time. Yeah. Take some quiet time, a quiet moment with God, and write down what you want to release. And then something that we did New Year's Eve, mm-hmm. which is kind of fun, I saw this on somebody I follow on Instagram, is write down what you want more of in 2026 and what do you want less of in 2026. And, some of the things that, we don't want less of, well, yeah, there's certain things we need to have less of.
Like cussing.
Cussing was one of yours. The other one is screen time. I mean, just in mm-hmm. general, ourselves, I'm speaking for me, screen time is taken over. And then in retirement, you have so much more time on your hands. So it's even crazier. But, so write down these things. Write down what you want to release. What do you want more of in 2026? What do you want less of? And then pray over it. And then thank him for what's coming.
Some of the things you want less of is procrastination, self-doubt, right? Those kind of negative things, and you just got to work towards them. And, so on the opposite side, what I want more of, I want more confidence. I want more self-esteem.
Yeah.
I want to be more proactive, right?
Yeah, and then invite God into those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let him do the work for you.
And it can also be for more of, like, it's like, I want to do more hiking, more camping, more fishing, more hunting, and all that. And with Cathy, so it's that stuff as well. But also, let's look at the emotional part.
Yeah, it's really
good. Things that you're dealing with that aren't healthy for you.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So we want to give you, as we always do, we want to encourage you for this new year. So encouragement always brings about joy, peace.
So if you're listening today,
I love this.
Remember this. New beginnings aren't about changing everything around you. They start by changing what's within you. And that reminds me, the whole curmudgeon in the program.
You don't.
It doesn't matter. He's passed away. Gene.
Oh, okay.
His name was Gene. He come up to you one day and he says, "Randy, you have the power to change the world within you." And I thought the old man had gone crazy. You lost it, Gene. There ain't no way I got that kind of power in me. The reality is we all have the power to change the world within us. How does that work? Our perspective of the world will change.
That's good.
Right? But it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we found it in recovery.
Yeah.
So remember that. You get a new pair of glasses and the whole perspective of the world changes.
Yeah.
Not some of it's still there, but
that's so true. So, you can step into this next year lighter.
Yep.
You can be freer and you can be more at peace. But you have to choose to leave behind what no longer serves your soul. And so that's the thing, is that we have to recognize it, we have to name it, we have to write it down, and then we can make a choice to leave what no longer serves us behind.
Here's what I want to say. Cathy and I are talking from experience, not from books. 20 years ago, I saw no light at the end of the tunnel for myself. I figured ain't no way out of this hell that I'm living that I'm going to be who I am today. I'm surprised. And Cathy knows me more than anybody, right?
Yeah.
But you can.
Yeah.
It just takes some hard work, right? So remember this, that God's already waiting in your next season.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for you to say, "God, help me," right?
Yeah.
So travel light. You won't need everything you carried from the last one.
Yeah, that's really good.
You got to get rid of the rocks in your backpack.
Yeah, no, that is so good.
Who is it you might need to forgive? Oh, that's a bad word right there. But
it's a good word.
It's a good word, but
it's a hard word to.
It's a hard word to hold on to, right?
To work through. Yeah. So we just want to thank you for joining us at the Heal and Restore podcast. We hope that today's episode helps you walk into this new year with hope and with peace. It's necessary. We got to leave behind to make room for what's next.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this has encouraged you in any way, shape, or form. Share it with someone who's ready for a fresh start.
Yeah, that's good.
We all deserve a fresh start.
Yeah. That's good. And then remember, don't just step into the new year. Step into it renewed.
Or with a renewing mind.
Or work towards that renewing mind,
right.
So thank you again for joining us. As we close out this first episode of 2026, we just want to remind you that Heal and Restore Counseling is here to support you as you step into this new year. So if you're struggling in any of your relationships, if you're carrying unresolved hurt or trauma from your past, please remember you are definitely not alone. And what we do here at Heal and Restore Counseling is we offer a no-cost 1-hour discovery session where you can share what you're navigating and begin identifying your goals and the healing and growth that you desire. And this session is available for both individuals, for couples, and it's designed to truly be a safe, supportive space so that you can take the first step forward. So don't wait to get so far into the new year. Seek the guidance you've been hoping for, and healing can begin today. So you can schedule your discovery session with us through our website at www.healandrestorecounseling.com. We will get back to you usually within 24 hours and look at our schedule, look at your schedule, and we will we'll fit you in. Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you're located. If you're local to us, great. If you're not, we have clients all over the country right now. We're just blessed and honored that those clients benefit from this as
literally
well.
from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Yeah, we really do. It's like time zones.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of what one of our dreams was. And the next step is international.
Oh yeah. Well, then we'll be waking up at 2 a.m. or something. I don't know. I'll be okay with that if I can help one person.
Yeah. Wow.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Beginning of the year. Here we go.
Beginning of the year. Let's go. Let's everybody have a great year this year, and let's look forward to the future for things better. Yeah. Not worse.
That we can grow ourselves and mature ourselves into all that God's created us to be.
That's right. Yeah. So remember this, everybody. If nobody tells you they love you today, Randy does.
Cathy does.
But more importantly, God does. Be blessed, everybody. Have a fabulous week.
Have a great week.